Hey, it's so good to see you. Come on in. Welcome to Karina's Kitchen. I'm Karina, and today we're making grilled pork chops and charred veggies. Before we get into the recipe, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and make sure to follow me on Instagram at Karina's Kitchen JA and I Love CB Foods. It's a really easy weeknight recipe, and you can use up all the veggies in your fridge that are kind of on the last lap of their life. But it comes together really quickly, and the food processor does all of the work for you for the marinade. You know, I've lived in 4 countries. And I think it just really allows me to fuse a lot of different cuisines from around the world. And you know, I base a lot of my dishes on my travels or where else I'd like to travel, hopefully, you know, when this whole time is over. And I love to just inspire people to cook at home. I think a lot of people sometimes are very intimidated by the idea of cooking, especially for their families, or if they don't have a lot of experience with being in the kitchen. And I just want to show people that it's so easy to make great food at home. So here I also actually have some soy sauce. So I'll just add this in, and a bit of pepper jelly. Just adds a bit of extra sweetness. Not too much though. Okay. All right, there we go. The great thing about using the food processor is you can just put the whole thing in. You don't have to worry about chopping things up, and it just speeds everything up. If there were cooking in Olympics, I would win for best presentation, and I would definitely lose for baking. Baking is unfortunately not so much my forte, but I'm still trying. So here I'm just adding some cilantro to the mix. You can use powdered if you really don't have the ingredients listed, but fresh is always best. Really try to use fresh produce as much as possible, and it just brings a certain depth to the recipe, and it just has a much nicer and stronger flavor than when you use dry herbs. Fresh cracked black pepper. Dijon mustard. Mustard is such a great complement to pork. Splash of balsamic vinegar and garlic. I think you can never have too much garlic or cheese in life, ever. So I actually just added 10 cloves of garlic to this. It does sound like a lot, but we're doing quite a few pork chops today, so it's gonna balance out perfectly. So on that note, let's process. So here I have 8 Copperwood pork chops. They're bone in. I used 2 packs. I love these so much. They're really great for this recipe because they don't dry out on the grill since it does have the bone, and keeping it really simple. Okay, so now I'm just gonna add the marinade that we made and massage it into the pork chops. Now, time to get in there. So you want to make sure that all of the marinade is on each chop. Make sure you get in there really good. There will be excess marinade, but that's fine. This should sit for a bit. I'm gonna have this just chill out on the side while we prep the veggies. You can leave this overnight as well. I mean, the longer it sits, the more flavor there is. But if you're in a time crunch and making this during the week, it's no problem if it just sits for like a half hour while you prep everything else. Okay, so this is good to go. So I'm just gonna set this to the side. So here I have carrots, some cabbage, red bell pepper, zucchini. So what we're going to do is just take some salt and sprinkle the zucchini just lightly right over the flesh. And what this does is pull out the moisture from the zucchini So that way, when we go to grill, it'll get nice char marks and won't get kind of like soggy and gross. So this is looking great. So let's head over to the stove. So we're ready to go. So here I have a cast iron griddle pan. The reason why we're using cast iron is because it retains a lot of heat, which is really helpful when you're cooking indoors instead of using an outdoor grill. So this is gonna give our pork chops really, really great char marks. So I'm gonna light this and just to high heat, and as well as a regular stainless steel pan. You want one that's large in size, and this will be for our veggies. So we'll preheat this as well. And this is gonna be on about medium high. Okay. So here we have the zucchini, and it's only been sitting for a couple minutes, and as you can see, so much moisture has been drawn out already. So I'm just gonna take a paper towel and pat them dry before we put them on the grill. So in my griddle pan, I just have a bit of oil. You want to use a high temperature oil such as avocado or a canola oil rather than an olive oil, because it will burn too quickly. That's the sound that you want to hear, a really, really nice sear. I'm doing 2 at a time so we don't overcrowd the pan, otherwise the pork chops will steam instead of grill. So I'm gonna put these to the side and we'll get started on the veggies. So to this pan, I'm just going to add a bit of olive oil. And the key to doing these veggies is to cook in batches. And the reason for doing this again is so that you don't overcrowd the pan, otherwise you'll get soggy vegetables instead of nice char marks. So I'm going to start with the carrots. The carrots usually take the longest to cook, so that's why I like to add them first. So when we take things out in batches, we'll add them all back to the pan together, and that's when we'll add the balsamic vinegar and olive oil, but it just ensures they cook faster. These have gorgeous char marks, so I'm gonna pop these out into a bowl, and then we'll put in the next batch of our veggies. So in goes the cabbage. We have enough oil left in the pan that I'm not going to add any extra right now, but we'll probably need for the next set. This purple cabbage is so gorgeous. It's going to get a bit darker in color, and it's going to look so great underneath our pork. I'm gonna add just a bit of olive oil to this pan. We don't need much because it's not a lot of bell peppers. Such a great sound. I love that sound so much. Yeah. Give them a toss and let those chill. They'll crisp up. Hold on, let me just check and see what it looks like. Okay, yeah. This looks so good. So another 4 minutes on this side, and just watch the veggies, make sure they don't overcook or fall out of your pan like I just did. And yeah, I'm going to pop these in our bowl as well. Don't turn the heat off in this pan just yet, because we're gonna add everything back with our olive oil and balsamic vinegar and salt and pepper in just a bit. So it's been 4 minutes, so our pork is ready. So I'm just gonna pop it off of this grill pan. It looks so delicious. And the best part about this is that this pan, not only is it the perfect temperature for zucchini now, but it has all of these great juices from the pork that the zucchini is just gonna soak up, and makes it so delicious. So before I put the zucchini on, I'm just going to sprinkle it with some black pepper. And this time I'm only gonna use a bit of salt because we did salt it already, so don't want things, oops, to be too salty, so just a little bit. these are ready for the grill, so let's get them on. Again, with our pork chops, it's really important that we space things out so the pan doesn't get overcrowded and the zucchini doesn't steam. So I'm only gonna put 3 pieces of zucchini in this pan. If your pan is bigger, you can do a few more, but just make sure there's about an inch or so of space in between each slice. Now that our zucchini is in the griddle pan, we're actually gonna put all of our other veggies back inside of this pan and add our olive oil and balsamic vinegar. So I'm just gonna grab our bowl and add everything. Just a bit of olive oil. You don't need a lot because we used it for each set of vegetables when we were frying them, so you don't want it to be too oily. And this is the secret ingredient to these vegetables. The balsamic vinegar adds a sweetness and just acidity that these vegetables really need and gives them an extra boost of flavor. I'm gonna turn the heat off now. We don't want our veggies to overcook. That's one of the worst things that you can do to vegetables. Although the pork is the star, our veggies are really important as well, and they are going to be the base of our dish. So you don't want them to be overcooked. So I'm going to just turn this off now. And this is when I'll add some salt. And our pepper. And give them one last toss. And that's it. It's so simple. So just pop these off to the side. I'm gonna take it off of this burner because it's still hot and I don't want any residual heat. So we'll just keep it towards the back until we're ready to plate. Our zucchini should be ready to flip now, so I'm gonna check it. This is looking so great. This is what happens when you place the zucchini this way. You get so many more of those gorgeous char marks, and that's what we're looking for when we plate. So I'm just gonna leave these alone. Don't touch them. It's really important when you're grilling, whether it's a griddle pan or on the grill outside. If you play around with the things that you put on it too much, they tend to stick. So give your food a chance to really char, and once it gets those nice char marks, it'll pop off the grill super, super easy. So we're gonna leave this alone for about another minute or two, just for the other side to get those gorgeous char marks, and then we'll plate. Now it's time to plate. This is my favorite part as a food stylist. It's so fun to see your dish finally come together. So let's do it. First, we're gonna put our veggies. I have this really great rectangular plate that I'm using, and the reason why I'm doing this is because it gives you a bit more surface area to spread out your veggies and the zucchini before you put the pork chops on top. Okay, so here are our veggies, good to go. And I'm going to take a couple pieces of our zucchini and just lay them across. This looks so great, and you get to see all the different colors peeking through the zucchini, which is so cute. So now the best part, the pork. I'm just laying these across the zucchini. And there we go. And that's it. So easy and so simple. I hope you guys like this recipe. I can't wait to dig in. I know Copperwood pork is always so juicy. Comment below if you like this recipe or if you tried it out, and let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to check out Karina's Kitchen. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon.